Hong Kong has been plunged into its worst crisis in recent history by a month of marches and sporadic violent confrontations between police and protesters. The rallies were sparked by a draft law that would have allowed extraditions to mainland China, but they have morphed into a wider movement calling for democratic reforms and a halt to sliding freedoms in the semi-autonomous territory. The city's chief executive, Carrie Lam, said the controversial China extradition bill that sparked unprecedented political unrest is dead, but protesters still feel that the government has not responded to their demands. Pro-democracy activist Joshua Wong dismissed her comments, threatening more mass rallies and giving his insight about his fight and this city's future.
It's not a victory at all because the extradition bill is still exists on the legislative program. That's why it's a must for people to realize that it's just a misleading narrative from Caroline. When 2 out of 7 million people took to the street, it showed the consensus of Hong Kong people against the evil bill. 25% of population come out to the street. It's never happened in the past of Hong Kong. That's why I think no matter generation of baby boomers to the millennials, all get the idea, urge government to withdraw the bill immediately. Massive protests will still continue, and we urge government withdraw the bill as soon as possible.
Hong Kong authorities are now scrambling to find a solution after the crisis has come under the international media spotlight. But it might be challenging for the Hong Kong government to rebuild trust with the public.
I would say that in Hong Kong, people have no trust on legal system in China. That's the fundamental difficulties faced by Beijing, because in Hong Kong we believe in rule of law, but in China there's only result in rule by law. Government is just listening to the voice of pro-Beijing upper class elites instead of voice of Hong Kong people. The only way out is let Hong Kong people to have free election, freely elected leader of our city instead of selected by Beijing. Withdraw the extradition bill, set up investigation committee, stop massive prosecution and arrest is the way out. But in the long run, the ultimate solution is free election. Let Hong Kong people to elect their leader.
Hong Kong is widely seen as poised to take the lead in the development of Beijing's scheme. Its liberal economy, international standards, and role as a gateway between China and the wider world make it the ideal blueprint from which the city can evolve. Joshua believes that Hong Kong's politics and economy also depends on the support of the international community.
It's really a good move for how British government announced that they will stop the export of police weapon from UK to Hong Kong to stop the export license. So I think now is the time for people to realize that apart from verbally showing the support to Hong Kong democratization, it's more important to also have concrete action to support Hong Kong democratization, to protect political and economic freedom. Economic freedom should be protected not only by Hong Kong citizens, but also for world leaders, since Hong Kong economic status be more stable is beneficial for Hong Kong democratization and also for global financial market development. It's a long-term battle for us to urge democratization in Hong Kong. I have no hope towards the regime, but I have hope towards people. When China abuse of power violate on human rights in Hong Kong, Xinjiang, Tibet, and Taiwan, I think it's a must for United Nations, especially for the Human Rights Committee, to keep their eyes in the certain chaos generated by President Xi.
The Hong Kong people's battle continues with more protests planned.
Massive rally and demonstration will still continue in the next few weeks. And before the National Day of 1st of October, it will just trigger more people come out to the street, and with their dissatisfaction and discontent to the regime, it will result in massive mobilization.